for supplemental feeding? Is it to attract a nuisance species to hunt, attract game species to hunt, or just to watch wildlife?
Hello, this message is for Austin Bernard. My name is Elaine with the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation. You've been selected to give your input to the department as part of our annual game harvest survey.
Well, hello and welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. I'm Todd Craighead. At our core, the Wildlife Department is charged with the task of balancing the management of the state's wildlife species with the wishes and interests of you, the outdoor enthusiast. Now, one significant way we do that each year is by literally calling and surveying random license holders. It gives us critical data on untracked things like how many days a deer hunter gun hunted last season. Do they primarily hunt on private or public land? Or what their opinion is of a potential regulation change. The data from the survey every year plays a significant role in then how we manage Oklahoma's incredible wildlife resources. A wildlife department committed to keeping in touch with its state's wildlife enthusiasts. Just another reason to love Oklahoma and the adventures that await you.
Well, you have a wonderful evening, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
My name is Alyssa Bowen, and I'm an Artemis ambassador for the state of Oklahoma. Artemis is an initiative of the National Wildlife Federation, which is, the country's biggest conservation organization. And it's an initiative to promote community for women, hunters and anglers, and conservationists. We know that hunters and anglers are the people that really spend the most money and put that money towards conservation. And so Artemis is really for women who want to meet fellow hunters, but also kind of put their money where their mouth is and do the work. So we plan on having like volunteer hours too, like clean up places on public land, that sort of thing. I mean, just all sorts of conservation based projects. But then it's also a space for women who want to learn to hunt could come. This event today is not an educational event, but we do hope to have more educational events in the future. So like maybe where we're shooting or teaching people to shoot bows, teaching people how to fish. Earlier in the spring, we had a turkey event, and it was all online because of COVID, but we had a couple of experts speaking about turkey hunting and then also the public land access we have here in Oklahoma.
That looked like a good shot.
4 for 4 in the foam. So, I mean,
now I got to walk down there and see where that one hit, because I can't tell for sure, but that arrow flight looked like it was going perfect.
Today's event is a 3D archery target event. So we have women here from all over the state, and we have one lady from Texas, and we're here at Dearman's Archery in Ada, Oklahoma, and they've got 15 targets set up for us, and so we're just shooting targets and getting to know fellow female bow hunters or target shooters, and yeah, just having fun. Our main objective is to get a little practice in before deer season and meet some fellow women hunters. The reason I really got involved with Artemis, besides being more and more interested in the conservation aspect, was I pretty much solely hunted with my husband. He's a great hunting partner, but I wanted to have other female friends that I could text, oh, I just killed this big deer, or, oh man, I'm having this hard time, like, what are you thinking about, whatever. It would be like, I would be texting my husband's friends or whatever when that happened, because I just didn't have my own people that were hunting. And so I wanted to reach out to them to see, do you know anyone in Oklahoma? And they said, nope, but we're gonna be opening ambassador applications up. And so that's what I did. I applied, and then now I'm kind of hoping to start creating events like this over the state, not just current hunters and anglers, but new people that want to get involved too, but just meeting people who want to also be in the woods. And so we can kind of have that community base. We know that historically most hunters and anglers have been men. And in the last 20 years, the amount of women hunting is the fastest growing demographic of hunters and anglers. And so these women need a place to go to feel represented, to make fellow friends, to learn. You know, I was an adult onset hunter. I didn't start hunting until I was 18. So I didn't have family that taught me. So Artemis has given me a space to say, you know, I've really been wanting to learn how to fly fish, or I've really wanted to learn how to turkey hunt, something that my husband may not be as familiar with, that I can learn from someone else and not feel nervous when I go into a store and talk to a man in a gun shop and they look at you like, oh, you're a woman, let me just tell you, you know? And so I can reach out to these women and have that resource and then have new friends too. So I think it's just really awesome that.
Good job.
It'll work.
Right side there.
Thanks for getting that on video.
We have an overall Artemis Facebook page, and it's Artemis Sportswomen, and we have an Oklahoma specific one as well, so it's Artemis Sportswomen Oklahoma. And so we posted this event there, and then of course we shared it on personal pages as well. But Facebook, and then we have a website, so you can look it up. It's artemis.nwf.org. And so you can find out lots of information there, but all the Oklahoma-based events will be posted on our Facebook page, so they can find us there.
In the front of the 15, you might be in it. I don't know if you're in it or not.
One other way that women can find us is that we do have a podcast for Artemis. It's weekly, and they have all sorts of different topics that they cover, from deer hunting to spear fishing, fly fishing, you know, dove hunting. I mean, they really cover the gamut. So if you're looking to learn something about one of these topics, that's a great resource as well to check out.
I'm like, where's the line on this? That's what I'm looking at.
I forgot that this one's so low.
No, it's just barely out.
Oh, darn.
Just barely.
To get pictures much lower than this.
Good job. I'm gonna let you get that one started then.
Yeah, that was quick fun.
Our goal in the future is to have at least one in-person event per quarter that has to do with whatever season it is. So if it's a turkey hunting camp where we have ladies all meet somewhere and we go turkey hunting, if it's like this today where we're practicing for archery season or dove season, we do a skeet shoot to get ready for that, or if we all go hunting together, something like that, as well as some angling events as well. But at least one event like that a quarter, and then we're also hoping to build in some conservation-based events. So it could be like a cleanup project on a WMA, fixing fencing on a public land property that needs help to, you know, promote healthy wildlife migration, that sort of thing. Anything water related. I have a friend who works for the wildlife department as a fisheries biologist, and so hoping to do something with him in the future, but combining that actual boots on the ground hunting, fishing effort with also introducing women to conservation.
Artemis!
do this.
I won't never fit these white blips here in this dark area. See, this is a new side imaging sonar. And these little white blips in that dark area, those are all shad. See, right here we're coming up on another little ball of them, but that's not near big enough to throw a net for. I'll try to get upwind of them and then kind of drift back to them.
It is cold. I believe the temperature is probably about 34, 35 right now. So hopefully we don't freeze before we start catching shad or catching fish.
Well, this is a regular old cast net. It's a 24-foot diameter, 12-foot radius. So it's a pretty big net. And the main thing you got to do with these, you got to grab hold of them right. You know, if you grab hold of them right, basically all you got to do is just sling it. There's a couple. Ned will tangle them brails up. I'll get more of that taco action.
Right here we've got gizzard shad. Primary bait fish in just about every impoundment in the state.
There's some other load. Did you get that, man? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got bait.
Aha.
We can go fishing now.
Good. Sam?
The main problem in catfishing is locating the fish. And once you locate them, it's all downhill from there. A lot of people just go out and likely spot fish. And what I call likely spot fishing is just they go out and say this looks like a likely spot and they'll sit there all day. And I'm a little bit more proactive than that. I don't like to fish unless there's actually fish down there. The easiest way to learn the bluecat's habits is to get on one lake and stay on it, for years. And then once you do that, you figure out what the weather has to do with the location of the fish and the conditions in general. See this natural, it's kind of an underwater point right here. And a lot of times that'll hold fish better than just a straight ledge right out in here. And see right here, you can see we've got shad from basically top to bottom. And what I'm doing is looking on this ridge right here for bluecat that's hanging out on this ledge. Let's see what I'm gonna do is stay up here on top of the ledge and check it out and see if there's enough fish.
Today is December 22nd. Water temperature is just above 40. It's basically really cold.
60% chance of snow?
Yes, we might be in for a little snow flurry. Kaw Lake is 17,000 acres. It's a relatively new lake in terms of the life of a lake. It was built in 1976 by the Corps of Engineers. In 1978, the biologists stocked one time 80,000 fingerlings, about 4 inches long bluecats. That was the only stocking. And today, this could be one of the best bluecat fisheries. I know it's the best in north central Oklahoma. And we're out here and we're gonna prove it.
All right, now don't be eating my bait.
That's my favorite piece right there.
Now Tim, why are we using cut shad?
It works better than muddy water. If a bluecat detects that scent trail that I left, well, he'll track it down like an old coon dog.
Tim, tell us exactly what we're using here to catch these big blues.
Well, first of all, we ain't using near that big a hook. In the winter, you got to downsize your hooks quite a bit. And I was using these here a while back because the fish were biting real aggressively. And the way I tie this rig is I tie a swivel on the end of my main line here, and then I go ahead and peel off about probably 6 foot of that 50-pound test big game. And the reason I use such heavy line is because it takes a lot of abuse, and it also doesn't allow that to twist up very bad. Okay. Like if you was using light line, well, it would be twisted up all the time. But what I do is I put the hook on the line first after I cut off about 6 foot of it, and then I hook it on my shirt pocket, and then I put my float on there, and then I push it up as far as I can, and then I tie a dropper loop.
Okay.
So that you know, it's up there fairly close to the float. Then I drop down to about twice as long as what the dropper loop, the hook dropper loop is, and that way, you know, if you give it some slack, this rig some slack, it'll pull that bait straight up.
I see.
Oh, that's the hook. Get through it. He was already on there.
Oh, this is all you, buddy. Yeah, that looks about the fillet size.
Hey, get that net out.
That's one.
I think that looks like a good one. What do you guys think?
That looked like a channel when he flipped there. He'll eat. Nicely done. That means you're getting both of them. Man.
No, just leave it there.
Spencer is doing work right now.
There's nothing on.
Oh, no, he's not. Thought I was about to go 0 for 3. We're pulling in the baits and we're gonna relocate. We're gonna get a little bit shallower. We're sitting in about 4 foot of water right now. I think we're gonna move into 2 to see if we can get a little bit more action. Oh, it's getting hard to move my hands. I'm losing some dexterity because it's so cold that all the blood is moving closer to my heart to keep this warm. So it's hard to move my phalanges.
Statewide on call, you can keep 15 blues and channels a day. It's an aggregate, so a lot of people, you know, especially those bigger channel cat, they really can't tell the difference between the channels and the blues.
Okay.
But keep 15 fish a day, and only one can be 30 inches or longer.
Only 30 inches.
Yeah.
It's a management strategy. Try to save the big ones.
It's amazing that this bluecat fishery is as good as it is. It just shows how fertile this lake is. You know, it's the first major impoundment on the Arkansas River, so lots of shad. So they never go hungry here.
Oh no. That was not a fish. Well, we came out, we gave it a valiant effort, but due to the wind chill and the snow and the sleet, we decided to call it a little bit early.
Guide.
Oh, we wasn't a sorry guide. We had a pretty good trip. We got a few fish in the boat, but we're just a little too cold to stick it out any longer. Thanks for helping us today.
I second that emotion.
Thanks for taking us fishing. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I had a blast too.
Thanks for taking us out, Tim.
It was my pleasure.
Let's go get warm.
Yeah,
Maybe
let's do that.
Find a bowl of chili.
Warm lunch.
But for still more exciting canoe fishing, Let's go to the Illinois River in northeastern Oklahoma. For on the Illinois, you can catch both the spotted and smallmouth bass, as well as the largemouth. Furthermore, the Illinois River is considered by many as the most beautiful clear-water fishing stream in Oklahoma. It originates in the hills of Arkansas, enters Oklahoma near the town of Watts, and winds its way across several counties. This is a typical scene along the Illinois, with the background restful and eye-appealing. And here you get some real action with that maneuverable little craft known as the canoe. Yes, sir, the canoe is ideal for this type of fishing. And if you're lucky, it doesn't take long to get a strike. The bigmouth bass are found in quiet holes like this. Smallmouth bass, or brownies, are swift water lovers, preferring gravel bottoms and rocky holes. The spotted, or Kentucky bass, inhabit waters bordered by clay banks, overhanging trees, and partially submerged logs. Sometimes the water is deep and almost motionless, but other times it is fast and rushing. Then there are places like this, where the water is so shallow you have to tow your boat across the gravel beds. But sometimes even fishing from a canoe gets tiresome. However, you can always stop and do a little casting from the shore. Canoe trips may be 1, 2, or 3 days. 3-day trips from the Arkansas line to Tahlequah are the most popular, but longer trips can extend as far downstream as 10 Killer. And all along the way, they offer unrivaled scenic beauty as well as good fishing. Yes, sir, bass fishing from a canoe is a lot of fun, whether you do it on a farm lake or on a river like the Illinois. But just remember, if you're going fishing in a canoe, you had first better learn how to handle that tricky little boat. Only experts can do it as easily as these fellows.
Yes, good evening. Is Priscilla Savage available, please?
Well, we hope that today's stories remind you that Oklahoma is a perfect state to explore. So however you choose to enjoy our state's incredible natural world, remember, your adventure starts with Outdoor Oklahoma. Outdoor Oklahoma is produced by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation and is proud to serve and be funded entirely by sportsmen and women and outdoor enthusiasts who love and appreciate all things wild in the great state of Oklahoma.